Daily Dozen, episode number 4. I'm Jared Cohen. That's Jason Jewell. We normally bring you the recruiting roundup powered by Rock and Refuel Varsity. Knock us off with the start of episode number 4 with a great player.
In the last episode, we talked about the potent Higley offense and Mason Crosland, their quarterback. Well, his go-to guy this season is going to be Bryce Gilbert, only going to be a junior. He's about 6'5", 210 pounds, and just dynamic. He's a two-sport athlete, also a very good basketball player, a guy that I expect to be one of the top recruits in that 2017 class.
Centennial's long-standing tradition at running back will continue this season with Quentin Gomez. Dedrick Young off to Nebraska. In comes in Gomez. Now, Gomez got a lot of playing time last year at safety, and that will probably still be the case this year, but he becomes the premier back for the Coyotes offense that expects to be really talented behind a great offensive line going into their first season at the Division I level.
Now, Joy Christian High School over in Glendale has not had a Division I football player come out of their program, but I think they have two kids, in their program that will have a chance to be. First one, DeJuan Lawrence has an offer from South Dakota State, but the guy I really want to spotlight is Isaiah Goodspeed. Big, good receiver, over 6 foot tall, almost 200 pounds, and he has great grades, getting a bunch of Ivy League type interest. Those two right there are going to be huge and tough to stop at the Division V level Joy Christian plays at.
There are a lot of great quarterbacks, and we've already talked about some. Now here going into episode 4, the next one to talk about is Naz Greer over at Marcos Deniza. Breakout sophomore campaign last year, over 3,100 yards passing, 39 touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns, was first team all section, and the sky's the limit with this guy. Going into his junior year, should only go up from there.
I'm going to talk about another quarterback on the west side, Cactus High School's Preston Guerra, another smart guy, which you want out of your quarterback. Guerra has an offer from Cornell in the Ivy League, dual threat kind of guy, and Larry Feckenheyer's offense, guy that I'm a big fan of. He's 6'2", and he weighs over 200 pounds, big, thick, physical presence, and they do a very good job over there of developing quarterbacks at Cactus High School, and they have another good one in Guerra.
One of the best prospects for the senior class in the entire state of Arizona, Nikhil Harry, Chandler High School, wide receiver. This guy is a mammoth of a person and a freak athlete. He has offers from all over the planet, it seems like. I really like Nikhil Harry. He is a very underrated pass blocker as well, or run blocker when they get the ball out to Chase Lucas. That was something that stood out to me about him. Not just a great athlete catching the ball, but strong and is physically imposing as a blocker, which is a great trait for a wide receiver.
Now, Case Hatch over at Perry High School is going to have to try to tackle big Nikhil Harry in that section play, which will be huge. But Hatch is a guy, very underrated player, but a very, very tough middle linebacker at Perry High School. He's 6'1", about 220 pounds. And when you're an all-section player in that tough section with the Chandlers, with the Hamiltons, you know you're a baller. And I'm a big fan of Case Hatch. He has an early offer from Adams State. I think more are going to come for him.
We talked about Quentin Gomez already at Centennial. One of the guys he's going to be running behind, Tanner Hawthorne, 6'6", 270 pounds, multiple scholarship offers, so many great offensive linemen on this Centennial team. Hawthorne is one of the main pieces to this great puzzle.
Yeah, I talked about one two-sport star in Bryce Gilbert earlier. Now I'm going to talk about another one, Curtis Hodges at Mountain View High School. He's only going to be a junior, 2017 prospect, plays wide receiver, also a very good basketball player that has Division I basketball offers. But as a receiver on the gridiron, 6'6", 190 pounds, so obviously he creates huge matchup problems for those smaller DBs, and he's a huge red zone weapon.
Justin Holt, Sal Point, U of A commit, going into his senior season. This guy is a load on the defensive line, very physical, very powerful, committed early to U of A. He was their first in-state commitment, and he's going to be a very, very big piece to what expects to be an improved Sal Point defense this season.
I think the biggest reason that Liberty High School made it to that state championship game last year in Division II was their underrated defense that just improved. And Chase Holbert was one of the leaders on that defense. Linebacker, bigger kid, he's about 5'11", weighs over 200 pounds. He's a do-it-all kid. He gets sacks, interceptions, no matter what. He makes plays all over the field, 100-plus tackles, a guy that is going to be asked to step up as Liberty transitions to that Division I level.
That's on the defensive side of the ball for Liberty. To close up episode 4, I'm going to talk about an offensive guy, and Alex Hunter. This guy does everything that the Liberty coaching staff asks. They play him at running back, they play him at receiver, they play him at H-back, tight end. They'll even play him at quarterback. I believe he might be listed as their backup quarterback this season because he can really zing the ball. Alex Hunter, one of the best all-around football players that Division I is going to have to offer this season. Episode 4, the Daily Dozen, in the books.